Okay guys, I had a little time here at lunch today. I thought, you know what? I'd like to come out here and take a closer look at some of my plants, my tomatoes, and maybe see what's been making fruit. So I want to show you this guy. This guy's actually a replacement, growing in the shade for the most part, because I am in Texas, but it is putting out some stuff here, see? And I've been giving it a little bit of attention, but I have several tomatoes coming on it. And this replacement tomato has outgrown the others around it. So that always makes me happy to see something like that. Come along, let's look and see what else we got. All right, so, let me see here. Okay. All right, so as we move this stuff to the side, you can see right here, I do have some flowers. And I don't know if everybody else knows it and it's just new to me, but if you have an electric toothbrush and these guys are flowering, you can come out here and buzz that thing for 3 to 5 seconds. I use my finger too sometimes if I don't have my brush by me. And a lot of times you will be fortunate enough and you will pollinate your tomatoes and you'll get a fuller harvest. Here is my pink Berkeley tie-dye. Get up in here, let you look a little closer. Look at the bloom on this thing, man. It looks like a dadgum dandelion. I've never seen nothing like it. It's really crazy. I can't wait to see the tomato, and I hope the dadgum thing tastes good. I don't want to waste money on silly seeds and such, but at the same time, I like trying new stuff and seeing what's up. All right. I've got these guys here. They're kind of kicking off. I don't know if my camera is doing this stuff justice, but hopefully it is. These are sun golds, I believe. I like them. I think it's pretty cool. It's got a different look to this plant. It's got kind of a more of a teal green color to the leaves. But you can see they kind of daisy chain, just a little trail of these guys. All of these dudes are going to get pollinated if they have not already, because I'm all over them. Bumblebees probably getting aggravated at me, wanting their shot at it. Okay, I'm going to step over to the other side over here. All right. Now, even though I don't recall where I planted everything, I can tell you by looking at this, that's almost guaranteed, it's going to be that pink Berkeley tie-dye as well. Now, it may be the Ananas Noir, the black pineapple. These guys are making little flowers all over too. I'm not positive. I've never planted either one of them before, and everything got mixed up when I relocated stuff for the freeze. Hey, can you try to keep it down, please? I'm safe now. Thanks to you, I'm safe. Have mercy. Hey, take it easy, man. Take it easy. Relax. Relax. It's all going to be okay. Anyway, back to tomatoes, now that I'm safe from anything. All right. Man, as many as there are on this, I don't know yet. The color's not quite the same, so I can't tell, but kind of looks like this here looks, I bet it's a blueberry. I bet this is a blueberry. I'm not sure yet. I only had a few of those starts that made it, and I planted everything out here, but that's the only thing it probably can be, because look at all that. That's definitely going to be a cherry tomato. Regular full-size tomato don't hardly put out stuff like that, at least not in my travels so far. So, go to where my other stuff is planted now that we're safe. Oh, while I'm right here, let me do this. I planted this little peach tree from seed. my wife bought a peach. It was a big peach at our local grocery store. And I told her, save the seed and I'm gonna try to get it. And I started that thing on October the 28th. And we're in about the middle of April, closer to the end. And you can see it's doing great. I'm gonna have some flavor of peach. I asked the guy at the store what it might be, and he didn't know. So until somebody can tell me what it is, maybe after it's grown and I get some off of there, everybody will know. And I'll show you my other. This is a Florida Prince that was planted this year, and it's doing pretty good too. As you can see, I have some little peaches. They're coming on along. So you're not really supposed to eat them the first year or two, from what I understand. But I'm going to tell you right now, knowing my family, those dudes are already gone. How about you guys? Do you guys all wait? I personally, I don't know. I want them really bad, especially the donut peaches. They're my favorite. All right. Now, this morning I noticed I picked this spot on purpose because a lot of times it stays kind of shady when the sun gets out here in Texas. Dadgum, it gets hot, and it's 94 right now here in Junction. So I was noticing though it was too shady back there in the back, and I have some Roma tomatoes, and they were really having grief being able to get a hold of sunlight. And so even though there was lots of flower pods on there, nothing was flowering all the way out. You know, it kind of halfway flower. You could see the spot, but no flower would come out. I knew it wasn't too hot, so my guess is that it's just too darn shady. So I thinned out my little red bud tree out in the middle and opened up the canopy, and I believe that has worked for the most part. Stuff that wasn't getting light, now they're getting a little bit of sun in here. This clover was an experiment. It doesn't grow natural right here in my part of the world, but I heard so much good stuff about it drawing nitrogen into the soil, and it's easy to mow, and dadburn, it's pretty. You know, I like those flowers, and I guess as long as I can control it, I'm going to keep it going. Seems to be a good thing for my garden. But you can see I have Roma tomatoes here, and you can see I've got some little flowers there, some there. Look up here, more. You know, there's some over here. But this is what I'm talking about. I'd have lots of these guys showing, and for some reason they never would flower like those guys. And I thought to myself, what is the dadgum deal? I know it's not that hot yet. So apparently the deal was too much shade. So you can't plant this stuff in straight shade. It's got to have some sun. Here's another one here. You can tell it's doing pretty good. It's the same way though. It's got little flowers and stuff all over. Trying to put some out up here. These are coming. I like Roma tomatoes. They're easy to slice. They're really popular here at our store. And these, there's no telling. I've got a mix of early girl, better boy, and celebrity. And all of these are going to be one or the other. I won't know till they're done, and then I still probably won't know. What I do know is I like tomatoes, and I want to eat a lot of them. And that's why I'm trying to plant all these guys. Here's another Roma, and you'll see, look, here's a little flower pod right here. Here's another one. Here's another. There's another right there. The dadgum things they want to put out. Here's another one there. Then here's probably one of my better boy or celebrity or one of those guys. You can see got plenty of flowers all up in here. I'm trying not to get too carried away. I know they don't like being trimmed up too much. See, I think those took. I guess we'll find out in the next few days. But I may have 3 tomatoes right there. But I'm trying to wait it out, even though I know it needs some air around the bottom. They are determinate, so I want to make sure they got plenty of juice to pump through. Here you can see I got some more. They're coming on out. Looking really good. More here, and these guys are making, see, I got some tomatoes here. Gosh, I cannot wait to eat them. And these guys, same deal. Everything's flowering so well. I even got fresh stuff up here coming. I don't mess with the suckers on these guys. I'm trying to get them about a foot up off the ground, all the branches, but I want to wait a little bit longer. And once I get more than that first set of fruit on there, then I'll go that route. Same here, these guys. I'm almost positive they are making. I got some more up here. But as you can tell, I'm having some luck with my tomatoes this year if it doesn't get too hot too fast. That's what it always runs into for us around these parts. So, another thing I can show you is that my wife's sunflowers, man, these guys are shooting off. I took a video probably 2 weeks ago, maybe a week and a half, of this sunflower. And it was only 3 of those squares tall. And I swear to God, that thing is growing a square a week easy, maybe more. Because it's up there to 6 now and going into the 7th. Doing really good. I'm kind of curious about the sunflowers. I've never messed with them either. See, the bush beans are starting to puff out a little bit. They're doing well. Got them kind of lining the fence. And even the pole beans are starting to come out now. When they get a little bit taller, I'll push them up against that fence and let them climb. But stuff doing pretty darn good. This is my wife's butterfly bush and passion vines. Our friend Jolene gave us some years back, and Tara, my wife, she was worried about whether or not they'd grow. Well, guess what? Those things, I have to kill them off. They grow everywhere. They take over my dadgum yard. Pomegranate bush is looking really good. It's filling on out. We got one of these tall guys that made it. Some of that other stuff may end up getting trimmed, but I'm gonna give it a minute. I plucked some of this stuff up today, some of the leaves on these guys, because they're starting to get up there now to the right height where really gonna be cooking. So you can see all these guys are flowering, really full of blooms and such. Now that I trimmed it, maybe they'll get a little more sun in there. They'll open as well, but man, look at that thing. I haven't seen many of these that flower like that. That's really different for me. I haven't seen them, and I wish you could smell it. It's such a strong smell coming off of these tomato bushes. Really strong smell. Well, these guys are recovering. That one is. That guy's recovering. That's the one that the Anatolian shepherd ran through. So, but it's coming back. It's doing okay. Look at these guys. Just full of blossoms, man. I love it. I love it. I hope I fill up with tomatoes ASAP. Same here. You can see you got a couple there. 1 or 2 or 3 there. Uh-oh. Got to get out of the way. About to get sprayed. That's part of my cooling method in here. I'm not trying to wet the tomato plants, but at the same time, it's hot outside, so hopefully that fine mist as it hits those tomato bushes will keep the temperature regulated a little bit, and I won't have to worry about everything burning up so darn bad. But you can see, look at that, man. Everything's got flowers. I've got tomatoes going. It makes me so happy. More sun gold. You can tell those guys, they just kind of daisy chain out there like so. I see that stuff in videos all the time, but I'd never experienced it until now. It's coming on. Some of these I do think have gotten too hot in here, and it's why they haven't made more. But this is a determinant, and it was so dadgum bushy, I had to show it some love today. But you can see all the flowers. So nice. Gosh, it's gonna be nice to get some tomatoes for once and beat this heat. If I can at least get a first harvest. For us, it seems like we have better luck around October, right before the freeze comes. Everything kicks off, and sometimes you actually get a little bit of tomatoes that are really good and the plants start looking healthier. And then boom, the freeze. So it's a backwards game. That's what I run into. I don't know about everybody else around here, but that burning's hard to keep this stuff going. All right, is there anything else that I want to show? Let me see here. There's nothing else I don't think that I want to show. All of this stuff, so. Okay, right here, I've got a couple of cucumbers. My wife wants some cucumbers. We're gonna try to make pickles for the first time. And this is okra. Some more cucumber. Down there, that tallest one there, that right there, that's okra as well. And I'll be honest with you, 2 okra plants will take care of my whole family. Now, if my in-laws start coming over here raiding me, I may need to put up another 1 or 2, but man, those guys last year, they were up probably, I'm gonna say they were about this tall, you know, that's 5.5, almost 6 foot tall. And full, dad burn, they were full. I was really tickled to unload on those guys. Especially now, for some reason, it seems like our local supermarket can no longer get already cut up okra that's been breaded. I love that breaded okra. I mean, that's something we eat around here all the time. And now it's just suddenly unavailable. And so yesterday I did a soil test, and I found out that underneath this piece of cardboard that I have here, that I've put a bunch of leaves and straw and a little tiny bit of peat moss and some sulfur. I'm trying to amend it to grow blueberries here, and come to find out this is the most alkaline area in my entire yard. It's like 7.5 here. So this thing's to be continued. This is going to be there next year, and I'm going to keep working on it and see if I can't get the pH down where it's supposed to be. And if for some reason I can get that guy at like 5.5, you know, that'd be an accomplishment for me. Because this pot right here with the berries in it right now, that thing I put like an orchid mix, the big pieces of wood on the bottom so it would be well draining. I put a whole lot of peat moss and just a tiny bit of regular soil in there. And you know, that dadburn thing is 7.0. It's like neutral as it can be, and that's just not going to work. So if I can keep them alive for now, my plan is to eventually go over there, because that little corner has got enough shade. I don't think they'll burn up because Texas is hot, and it's out of the way. I can keep my dogs and stuff off of it. I guess we'll see what happens from there. Anywho, I appreciate you guys joining me. Before I run off, I want to show you my Saturn peaches. See, look at that guy. Give you a little bit of perspective. I have fat thumbs, kind of like Fred Flintstone's toes. But as you can see, I do have some peaches here and there. And a lot of them are hiding now that it's finally filling out leaves. But, you know, some of these spots you can see them a little bit more, a little thicker in here. But I'm actually going to get some dadgum peaches and tomatoes this year. Yes, I hope so. Anyway, see you guys next time.